Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to do some quick work on the JZX100. So previously, before, we had these little eyelids right here. I just took them off, and because I didn't like them, they weren't really paint matched that well. And also, if you can see here, there's that blue pearl, but then on the original paint it's kind of just white-ish. Maybe you can see it better right over here. See how it's just straight up white? And while I was doing that, I noticed how oxidized the headlights were. So you can see there's some of that haziness. It's not really clear like a new headlight should be. So I ended up stopping by AutoZone to pick up one of these new lenses. This kit specifically calls for a drill, and I wanted to do that just because, one, I already have the tool, and then two, from what I've been seeing online, as a even though you're using your a tool, it comes out a lot better, more even than the manual ones where you use the pads with your hands. And you can see right there lots of hazing and oxidation. So today's project, we are going to tackle this. So tools needed, I bought this kit. This was about $30 from AutoZone. I have my water for the sand or grit paper that's going to be sanding down the headlight. Have some masking tape to mask off the area around the headlight, and then obviously you have your drill. Obviously you don't need to have one, use a kit that requires power tools. However, for me personally, and if you have the access to the tools, I would rather use them. So I guess first step, since there's some little residue left over, we're going to take our isopropyl alcohol. We're going to saturate a microfiber or a towel of some sort in order to get as much of this stuff off. You can see there's leftover tape here from those eyelids, and it's coming off pretty easy. You can see these lights are very old. Could be the originals, not sure, but the car's from '98, so which means it was produced in around '97. So we're going to give her a fair chance to clean up a little bit, step by step. So even after a quick wipe down, you can see all the contamination that we took off. You can still see there's a little bit of oxidation, but a lot of the glue and the residue that was there earlier has come off for the most part. You might need to put a little extra elbow grease, but that's all smooth. That glue from early was gone. You can just run your finger over whenever you're done to try to feel out if there's any stuff left. If it feels pretty smooth to you, then I'd say that's a pretty good indicator that you are good with wiping off and decontaminating it from any previous glue, bugs, whatever you could get on your lights. All right, so next, close this up so we don't spill it everywhere. And we're gonna open up the kit and start prepping. So as you can see here, the headlights are all prepped. I put the tape and masked around everything that we're gonna be spraying stuff onto. For these bottom pieces right there, all I really did was try to wiggle it in there. And it's not the best or cleanest job, but you can see it's in there so that we don't affect anything on the bumper. And then now we're gonna start prepping the kit. Okay guys, so we have this attachment and we have this pad attachment, and in the packaging there's different grits of sandpaper from 800 and up. So we're going to start off with the lowest number, which is going to be the 800, and we're going to do a couple passes over onto the headlights over here, and then from there we're going to wet it and reevaluate. So now I've wet the drill pad with the 800 grit, and I've wet down the headlight, and now we're going to do horizontal passes and then vertical passes. Oh no, make sure you secure it. Can see that yellowish whitish liquid is coming off. So that's how you know that oxidation is getting off. And then after we did one horizontal pass, spray down your headlight and then spray down the pad here and rehydrate. And then now we're gonna go for our vertical passes. All right, guys, last step. Now that both headlights are basically done, we are going to wipe them dry, apply the 3000 grit. So in this kit, there's only one. It's that big pad that you see right in there. We're gonna apply that, wipe off the lenses, ensure that they're dry, and then we are going to sand them down even more and hopefully reduce a lot of that haze that we see on there. And then last step would be to polish. So we're all done using the 3000 grit. You can see using the higher speed, recommended speed, which is about 1300 to 1600 RPM compared to the first two steps when you're doing about 400 to 600 RPM. Everything's a lot more fine. There's still some imperfections, but this is my first time, so cut me a little bit of slack. Over here on the left side headlight, see there's a little bit of deformities closer to the corner light, but I think we should be fine. So the last step is we're going to remove the 3000 grit piece of sandpaper right here, and we're going to put on that blue power ball, and we're going to use some of this power plastic for lights, and then we're going to clear up that headlight. So as you can see, the headlights are a lot clearer from before. You can see much more reflection in the background right there. If you can see the trees, and then kind of floating in between back here. But overall, looks super good. So we applied a couple dabs to the middle. They said about nickel size, and then you blotch them all around your headlight, and it could go from looking like this to that. So I'm done polishing this right light, and everything looks pretty decent, but I think on the right side right here there might be some internal issues. And then there's those two big scratches that you can see right here. So right here and there. Do I need to replace these headlights? Not really, because this thing is going to be drifted pretty soon. But I just wanted to make some content on the JZX for you guys. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to see next. Stay safe, guys.